Good evening, guys. Am I audible? Am I audible, guys? Hi, Girish. Good evening. So, people who are attending this session for the first time, let me tell you how we will go about it. So, your screen would look something like this. Okay, and
Let me tell you how.
okay, here is the chat. So, if you have any questions, you can. Is the chat disabled? No, no. नहीं, disabled नहीं है. So you can ask your questions here. Okay, and I'll try to talk about the Nifty Bank Nifty levels for the coming week, and we will also see take up all your queries that you have. To begin with, guys, I was on vacation for last 2 weeks, and I had very limited connectivity there. With that limited connectivity, buffering the data was like a big challenge, and it was horrible. If Satish and other people who had joined, it was really very bad. Okay, and markets, as we anticipated, after the big fall on the expiry day, and then the sharp recovery on Friday. So this was expected, and this may continue tomorrow. And till what levels it will continue, we will observe, and we will also see things how you can analyze where the market could go and where the market will face some hurdle. Okay, so we will talk about those levels, and we will talk about how to interpret those levels. And if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me, and we will take up those queries. And I think I could not add a lot of value in the last 2 weeks to your learning curve, so I have extended all valid memberships by 2 weeks. Okay, and please don't be angry on me. Honestly, the internet connectivity was not good at all, so you would have been frustrated attending those sessions. So let's not waste more time. I will talk about the Nifty and Bank Nifty levels. So if you see, we were quite bearish for the entire week, and we did get a very good fall in the last week, wherein after Nifty hitting the 18,151, went down to test the low on the expiry. And after the expiry, we expected a sharp reversal. And I also said, I mean, if you guys were following, I said 315 तक के ऊपर जाएगा, and then maybe it starts falling. So I will give you the rationale behind those words, or why did I say that, and what was the logic behind saying that, and how we can check this data or check the statistics in the live market. So recently, if you have observed, I've started sharing the data in the OI calculator, which is nothing but the trading tick .com का जो डेटा है कॉल वर्सेस पुट ओआई का, दैट इज सिंपली put into the numbers form. So let me try to explain you that before I jump into the Nifty and Bank Nifty levels. So if you see here, this is the data of Friday. So if you see, there is significant put writing in comparison to the calls. Okay, if you see, nearly double, 85 lakh calls are written. In comparison to that, 1 lakh 98,000, sorry, 1 crore 98 lakh 36,850 puts are written. So if you see, there is a huge difference in the call and the put OI, and the difference became very visible after 1254. सो ये जो क्रॉसओवर हुआ यहाँ पे, इसके बाद ही आप देखो कि ये जो बैंक निफ्टी में जो मूवमेंट भी आया है, द ब्रेकआउट, दैट आल्सो हैपेंड अप अराउंड दी 1254 लेवल. ओके, ये 1250 के पास आप देखिए ब्रेकआउट हुआ है, एंड देन फ्रॉम 17984 बैंक निफ्टी वेंट टू हिट 18120, अप्रोक्सीमेटली 140 पॉइंट्स मूव इन बैंक निफ्टी, है ना. तो ये डेटा एंड द अदर डेटा बोथ आर इन अलाइनमेंट. Okay, so both this data is in alignment, which means our analysis was right, but we will see some short covering in that analysis, and we will find how to read this data. Just give me a moment, guys, I'll be back. Yeah, sorry guys. So basically guys, what we are observing here is that the ये जो मैं आपको वैल्यू बताता हूँ ना, ये the OI calculator से I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so this is the tool that we use, right? ये OI calculator में ऐसे आता है, right? You would have seen this. I share this data quite frequently, and it gets updated almost every 5 minutes. So if you see in the morning, in the morning the data was not so bullish. Okay, I'll tell you why. Okay, okay, this is the morning data. Okay, the first tick comes at around 9:20 a.m. and if you see the data here, Bank Nifty data was negative and Nifty data was positive. This is first sign that there is no clarity in the market. आपको समझा, मैंने मैसेज डाला था, if you remember, that there is no clear direction in the market. Again a confusing data awaits us. Bank Nifty data is negative, Nifty data is positive. Considering the FIFT Nifty data may also turn bearish, we can enter shorts. But ये हुआ नहीं. FII activity के हिसाब से I was expecting कि second half में we will see a sharp fall, but this did not happen. Nifty data did not turn bearish. Okay, how did I interpret that Nifty data did not turn bearish? Because वो वन तक गया, but कभी it did never went minus में. So if you see opening में Bank Nifty was negative. Okay, for people who are observing this for the first time, what it means a negative OI means, if you see here the number of calls written are more than number of puts. So if you see here, 7 lakh calls are written in comparison to 4.58 lakh puts. So if you divide, put call ratio, if you divide the total number of puts with the total number of calls, you will get this figure. Okay, 53.49 or 0.5349. Then if you multiply it with by 100, then you get the negative. So if the number of calls written are more than the number of puts, it is a negative data and it is bearish for that particular entity. Similarly, if you see here in Nifty, the number of puts written are more than the number of call. Okay, the number of puts written are more than the number of call. So in this case, your OI is positive or the put call ratio is positive. Why? Because the number of puts written are more than the number of calls. है ना? So this is how you read this data. So now why ये था कि why there is ambiguity? If both of them would have been negative, then we could have concluded कि यार दोनों भी data negative है. But that did not happen. In fact, the next tick was even more confusing. If you see, Bank Nifty data became more negative and Nifty data became more positive. है ना? So this is a sign that the data is not very bullish. Or if you want to observe the same data on the chart, if you see the data for Nifty, the data for Nifty was the number of puts written are more than the number of calls, है ना? ये red color वाला जो line है is above the green line. But if you see the same for Bank Nifty, it would be reverse. For Bank Nifty, if you're observing, green is above the red. So the number of calls written are more than the number of puts, which means it was bullish for Bank Nifty. Yeah, Jatin, I will record this session. Actually, the big problem that was happening is when I took the Skype session. So what used to happen कि वो recording में हो नहीं रहा है अच्छे से, quality is also very bad, and then again I have to download it manually and then share it, and it becomes quite tedious. So it's better कि मैं StreamYard पे ही use करके and I'll share it with you almost instantly, है ना? Hi Komal, good evening. ओके सो आर यू एबल टू मेक आउट ये मॉर्निंग में जो बैंक निफ्टी का डेटा था पॉजिटिव है एंड निफ्टी का डेटा नेगेटिव है व्हाई बिकॉज इन निफ्टी द नंबर ऑफ पुट्स रिटर्न आर मोर देन द नंबर ऑफ कॉल एंड इन बैंक निफ्टी द डेटा इज बुलिश व्हाई बिकॉज द नंबर ऑफ bearish why because the number of calls written are more than the number of puts. And ये सेम चीज अगर आपको ये चार्ट इंटरप्रेट करने में डिफिकल्टी है you can simply go to our OI calculator and read it from here. ठीक है, if it is negative means the OI is negative and market may fall. Now the interesting question here would be that how much percentage is a significant. So anything above 50 is a quite significant number, and above 100 it is like the trend is likely to continue. 80 to 90% of the time that will be the trend that would sustain, and that is exactly what happened. If you see, Nifty made a high PE of OI of 116 and the trend was almost bullish for the entire day. Okay, सो ये रियल मार्केट में है ना, ये बहुत ही अच्छा क्यूज देता है. दिस गिव्स यू वेरी क्लियर साइंस वेयर द मार्केट इज मे बी हेडिंग. सर हाउ टू यूज दिस एनालिसिस इन लाइव मार्केट टू गो लॉन्ग और शॉर्ट. ठीक है, सो फॉर नाउ इफ यू सी एट द एंड ऑफ द डे द नंबर ऑफ कॉल एंड पुट वर नियरली द सेम फॉर बैंक निफ्टी. ये जो यहाँ पे है फॉर बैंक निफ्टी the number of calls and put by the end of the day, or for example if you are in the morning, okay, in the morning if you see the call OI is higher than the put OI, the number of calls that are written are more than the number of puts. So this is a bearish sign. Okay, now bearish sign है, but अगर gap down हुआ या gap up हुआ तो opportunity miss हो जाएगा. So now where to take the entry? So if you attended the session जहाँ पे मैं और नितिन मुरारका सर से हम लोग ने डिस्कशन किया था, but unfortunately VWAP will not be available in index. So there is a very beautiful indicator. मैं बाकी सारी चीजें छुपा देता हूँ for the time being. Okay, let's hide everything. Okay, and let's only plot the VWAP. So this is the VWAP. Okay, so if you talk about the trade, so morning में market open होने के बाद, okay, on 12th the data was kind of bearish in बैंक निफ्टी, राइट. सो बैंक निफ्टी का डेटा जब बेरिश हुआ आपका एंड इट ब्रोक द वीवैप, सपोज इफ यू सी हियर इट डिड नॉट, इट वाज टेकिंग सपोर्ट एट द वीवैप हियर. ओके, इट डिड नॉट break the VWAP until here. ठीक है, morning. And please refrain from guys taking trade till at least till 10 a.m. 10 a.m. तक डेटा है ना बिल्डअप होता है. If you see data is quite bullish and suddenly after 10 a.m. के बाद एक डंप आया, and most people है ना, most of the retail traders get trapped here only. उससे अच्छा है आराम से ब्रेकफास्ट करो, आराम से डेटा बिल्ड होने दो. टेक योर ओन स्वीट लिटिल टाइम. देयर इज नो हरी दैट यू हैव टू पंच द ऑर्डर एग्जैक्टली एट 9:15 am. ठीक है, you will find quite relaxing if you are not taking trades by that time. In fact, let the data build up, let the retail traders take their positions, and then you come like a smart guy and you observe the data, identify the trend, and you can trade based on that particular trend. Okay, so अगर आपको इसमें ट्रेड लेना है पुनीत, so if you see here your data at around 10 am is still very very bearish. अगर आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पे तो 10 am पे आपने देखा कि 73 लाख, ओके 73. आर यू एबल टू सी हियर, ये होवर करने से इधर चेंज हो रहा है वैल्यू. So at around 10 am when you open your screen, what you observe here is that 73 lakh calls are written, and in comparison to that approximately 55 lakh puts are written. So ये जो ट्रेंड मिला हमको, the OI is giving us perfect bearish sign, and at around 10 am itself VWAP भी breach हुआ. This is where you can take your position. So 38,712 से 38,559 is approximately 150 points. And even if you take an at the money option which would be trading at say delta 0.7, So then also you would be able to make somewhere around 100 points. And 100 points with one lot also is 2500 bucks. And if you're playing with 50,000 rupees, one lot is more than sufficient. And if you're making like 2500 or 2000 rupees in a particular trade, this is, very, very good opportunity. है ना? So use the VWAP, okay, and you can also, अभी इसमें problem कहाँ आती है, Puneet, or for that matter anyone else? Now, how do you know that exactly I need to book at 38,500 के आसपास में? Are you getting my question? आपने यहाँ पे short कर दिया 38,702 में when the VWAP was breached and the 5-minute candle closed below the level. Now you would have a very difficult question to answer. Where do I book my profits? So to answer that question, you have a very beautiful indicator called as pivot high low and extension. So as per the pivot high low extension, तो यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं है. The next support straight away comes at 38,169. So it would have not helped a lot, honestly speaking. But yeah, 90% of the time you will find the VWAP levels at your range and you will get a value where you can approximately book your profits. यहाँ पे तो नहीं है, this did not help us much, but otherwise you will always have the VWAP level in your favor. Sorry, pivot high low extension, which will give you exact level where you can book your profits. ठीक है. सो ये VWAP ब्रीच हुआ आपका. एंड एज आई एम से गाइस कि आप देखो 90% ऑफ द टाइम है ना 10 बजे के आसपास है ना डेटा चेंज हो जाता है. इफ यू सी, देखो यहाँ पे भी आप देखिए मॉर्निंग में देखिए कितना बड़ा गैप अप था. फ्राइडे के दिन गैप अप ओपनिंग हुआ, ये यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव ओपनिंग देखिए ऊपर ही ओपनिंग हुआ एंड देन सडनली द रेड कैंडल स्टार्टेड फॉर्मिंग अप एंड अराउंड 10 AM द फ्रेश, ये है ना यहाँ पे, हाँ यहाँ पे फिर से बुलिश मूव देखिए, फिर से फॉल स्टार्ट हुआ. But not very relevant, but try to build your data or start your trading, and especially if it's an option trade तो 10 बजे के बाद ही लेना है, क्योंकि डीके भी आपका 30-40% का जो डीके दिन भर में जितना डीके होना है वो by 10 AM 30-40% of that decay already happens. Okay. And before I end, एक सेशन ड्यू है अपना लाइव मार्केट में, हाउ यू कैन यूज दिस ओआई एनालिसिस. I will take, and for sure in the coming week. मतलब I know I have been saying this for the past 2-3 weeks, but definitely this week I will definitely take it. Maybe tomorrow itself. ठीक है. तो अपन 10 बजे के आसपास में कल I'll try to be online, and we will try to decode this data, and we will try to also take a trade based on that data. ठीक है. ट्रेडिंग व्यू में VWAP कैसे लगाए, एक चीज ध्यान देखना राहुल जी. इफ यू आर यूजिंग है ना बैंक निफ्टी, है ना बैंक निफ्टी, तो आप इंडेक्स ना यूज करना. ठीक है. अगर आप इंडेक्स यूज करोगे ना तो VWAP दिखेगा नहीं. ठीक है. ये बैंक निफ्टी अगर आप यूज करोगे ना तो ये VWAP दिखेगा नहीं आपको. क्यों नहीं दिखेगा? बिकॉज इंडेक्स ट्रेड नहीं होता, राइट. इफ यू सी, इवन दो द VWAP इंडिकेटर इज प्रेजेंट, यहाँ पे आंख खुली है इसकी, फिर भी नहीं दिखा. सो यू नीड टू यूज बैंक निफ्टी इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स, बिकॉज बैंक निफ्टी इंडेक्स फ्यूचर is traded. Anything that is traded will have volume, and then only you will have VWAP. ओके. सो इंडिकेटर का नाम तो यही है, VWAP करके आप सर्च करेंगे ना तो VWAP मिल जाएगा. I think your problem was that you are using index for applying that VWAP, तो VWAP उस पे काम नहीं करेगा. ओके. इंडेक्स को छोड़ के सब पे काम करेगा. ओके. Now talking about the important levels. ठीक है. So if you see this data, at the end of the day the data was neutral, and in a way there was short covering seen. Okay. Short covering मतलब क्या है? कॉल का OI decrease हुआ and price went up. So at the end around 2 PM bank nifty में also short covering started. So people who were short in bank nifty throughout the day started booking losses, and the price shooted up. Okay. Now one more thing which is very important is if you want to take view where the Nifty can go or where the bank Nifty can go, you can use the uh, hello, my signal just got dropped. Am I audible? Hello. Perfect. Okay. So another thing that will really help you is this. Okay. Till where Nifty can go and where exactly Nifty may face some hurdle. So if you see at 18,000, okay, if you see at 18,000, the maximum number of puts are written. So means people are not expecting the price of Nifty to go below 18,000. So 18,000 is a strong support for now in the market. And where is the resistance building up? So if you see here, the biggest green candle or the biggest level where the maximum number of calls are written is at 18,500. Okay. So 18,500 is somewhere the market is not expected to breach, at least for the coming expiry. Okay. And this is very, very relevant, as in, as I always say, that stock market is not about predicting where the market will go. It's more about predicting where the market will not go. So if the big players have written a lot of puts here, okay, in Nifty, this means 18,000 may act as a strong support for Nifty for now. And if 18,000 is breached, and say for example, 17,960 also gets breached, this is where the put writer sitting here will start facing the heat. Okay, this is where we can expect some, you know, uh, short covering in the put. So if you guys were observing me on Thursday, I was quite bearish for the day, and it turned out to be a bearish day. But the thing here was key. Reliance was absolutely manipulated throughout the entire day. At the end of the day, it went and closed around on the expiry day. I'm talking about, it closed around uh, 2550 levels, but वो बीच में पटेल ने पंप किया है, it went up to 2570, and I was sitting in a huge loss in Reliance, but the conviction or the data was suggesting that weaknesses in both Nifty and Bank Nifty. So this is what gives you that conviction whether the people are going to hold on to the position or they are going to exit. Now, very interesting thing which I explored very recently, that you can also check this change happening in the last 15 minutes or 30 minutes. So जो last 30 minutes में आप देखोगे यहाँ पे, वो पूरा 30 minutes का आपको डेटा यहाँ पे दिखाई देने लगेगा. तो if you see here, more number of puts unwinded in the last 30 minutes. If you see 17,900 PE also got unwinded, and 18,000 put also got unwinded heavily. So this means जो बड़े players थे, the big players probably exited their short positions in the PE, which is in a way negative for the Nifty. So ये जो लास्ट में जो डेटा बनता है ना, this gives us very good clue on what type of data to take or what kind of trend could be on the very next day. Okay, so आप अगर यहाँ पे देखेंगे ना, तो probably big players exited a lot number of puts here in the last 15 minutes. मतलब 3:15 से लेके 3:30 PM तक these guys exited the put that they had shorted. So इसके basis पे आप क्या trend लगा पा रहे हो? What is your analysis? And not only that, they have not only unwinded puts heavily, they have also added calls. Means 18,150 तो मंडे को ब्रेक करना बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट होगा निफ्टी के लिए. So for now, based on the OI analysis and the data that changed in the last 15-30 minutes, 18,150 level is going to act as a resistance based on the OI. So Nifty का resistance कहाँ है? 18,150 is going to act as a hurdle in Nifty, and we will see the same thing on charts. people who are new members, people who are joining this session and they are part of the beginners batch where we have not covered about the UI analysis. And if you're not understanding, please do not panic. We will definitely see this. Okay, I will cover the options topic as well, and then maybe you will be able to better relate these CEP and what their writing means. So if the calls are written, what it means; if the puts are written, what it means, and how to interpret this, because this activity has happened at 18,000, which is the very crucial strike price for the analysis that we can do, because this is approximately slightly out of the money, because Nifty is trading around 18,100. So यहाँ पे जो ये हाई है गाइस 18,150 का, ये जो यहाँ पे हाई बनाया है निफ्टी ने 18,153 का, this high was made around 8 November 2021. So this is something which may act as a hurdle for Nifty. So I do not deny, okay, I don't say that Nifty cannot break 181, ऐसा break नहीं कर पाएगा. This is not what I say. What I mean here is, even though if it breaks, so कैसा हो सकता है movement? If there is a gap up opening tomorrow, okay, if there is a gap up opening tomorrow, so Nifty goes up to here, okay, then it will again come down and retest this level, a small higher lower high, and then it will break this support. So ये जो level है ना, this is very very important. ये जो third wave बनेगा ना, so first wave will go up to say 18,230. It may go up to 18,180 or 18,200. A rejection from there to again 18,150 60 zone, a small bounce back. But the difference here would be the high made by 3. ये जो wave 3 है ना, ये जो high बनाएगा 18,190 will be lesser than the high made earlier. So ये अगर आपको साइन दिख गया कि भाई ये जो 1 का high है, the high made by 3 is lesser than the high made by 0.1, then this is where you can be positioned enough to say that now Bank Nifty may break this support zone, and you can get a good trade opportunity. Okay, so based on the charts as well, if you see 18,150 is a resistance here also based on the charts. So very good likelihood that Bank Nifty opens flat or around 18,150. Okay, yes, it's a bearish line. So 18,150 is most likelihood, मतलब Bank Nifty should open 30-40 points up or 20 based on the spot levels. So spot level क्या है Nifty का? Spot level 18,102. So maybe it opens 40-45 points up and 18,150 के आसपास में आप एक पहला शॉट ले सकते हो. अगर आपको ट्रेड बना रहे हो, if you are planning to take an entry 18,156, why? Because if you see here also, after Nifty hit a high of around 18,150 152, it faced a strong rejection from that level. तो ये जो level है जहां से rejection मारा Friday को, this is again going to act as a hurdle for Nifty for tomorrow. So ये जो range है, this is the range for tomorrow. 18,159 के ऊपर sustain हुआ तो bullish move, and if it breaks the 18,110 level, for that matter, see अभी यहाँ पे क्या है important guys कि there is lot of green lines here, okay, based on the pivot level. So if you are really a cautious trader who wants to take an entry or high probability trade, so trade यहाँ पे भी है, there is an opportunity here as well. When Nifty breaks 18,110, we can see somewhere around 18,080, but the risk reward here is just 20-30 points. But if Nifty breaks this level of 18,080 and sustains below this for 5 minutes, our target is really really good, okay, of around 60 points. So 60 points is not a small amount, it's a very big amount, and even with one lot you can easily make around 2,500 to 3,000 rupees per lot, है ना? So Nifty levels for tomorrow, for major trend, Nifty has to sustain above the resistance of 18,150 60 zone. If it is able to sustain about 18,150 160 zone, then it can head forward towards the 18,200 to 40 zones. Okay, this is one opportunity which we can bank on. On the other hand, if Nifty Okay, if Nifty breaks this zone of 18 and 1800 and 18,080, this is where we get another opportunity of approximately 60 points for our target of 1822. So if you remember earlier I was saying कि अगर ये पाइवट यहाँ पे नहीं होगा तो you will never know कि मुझे बुक कहाँ करना है, right? So if you did not have this pivot high low extension, you would not know where to book the profit. So this is the potential zone where you can book the profits. Again, if you want to take an entry, fresh entry below 17,994. Okay, ये जो है ना यहाँ पे दिख रहा है लेवल, इसके नीचे आप अगेन इनिशिएट करो शॉर्ट्स फॉर नेक्स्ट टारगेट ऑफ 17,930. So usually when one zone is, अभी आप देखिए यहाँ पे ये zone break किया, it went on to test this zone. Okay, again when it broke this resistance zone, it went up to hit the earlier resistance of 18,153. And probably around this time is what I shared ki now book your profits. Okay. So it's pretty simple, and FPS is always there for you for your help. So if you see here, FPS gave a clear buy signal on Friday at around 17,905. Okay, and sorry, on 12th November, and since then it's in a bullish trend. Okay, so and if you want to take positional trades or swing trades wherein you want to carry option for 1 or 2 days, and I don't recommend buying option position and carrying for 1 or 2 days if it is a spread which you're deploying, so that you can eliminate the effects of the time decay in the contract. तो ये levels है for tomorrow. 18,150 60 के above sustain किया तो we will be targeting for 50-60 points up move, and below this zone. Okay, ये जो zone है ना guys, this is called as no trade zone. यहाँ पे जहाँ पे multiple green lines है, VWAP है, yellow है, इसके बीच में trade नहीं करना, इसके बीच में chop रहेगा पूरा. Chop means up down time pass करेंगे, and suddenly एक तरफ का movement देगा. It could also be on the upside or could be on the downside. Okay, so most probably as I said that tomorrow 10 a.m. we will be trading this live, तो अपन को idea आ जाएगा क्या करना है. And if the market is not giving very big move, I would be more happy to sell some straddles. मतलब मैं क्या करूंगा, 18,500 का कॉल बेच दूंगा और नीचे की तरफ 17,800 का पुट बेच दूंगा. So at the end of the day, if you traded the trade ideas that I've been sharing, the recent spreads, the ROI is pretty decent, ranging from 1.5% to 4% every day. Is not a small thing. If you club it together, weekly basis पे अगर आप 10% और 5% भी निकाल लेते हो, it's a huge amount, honestly speaking. So don't try to turn your 50,000 into 2 lakhs in a single day. Such opportunities will come once in a blue moon. ठीक है, 1-2 महीने में कभी एक बार होगा ऐसा, समझे आप? So you have to explore the opportunities that come every day. And option selling में, so do you think guys there is a possibility of Nifty moving 5% 4% in a day? Even if Nifty moves 1 or 2% है ना, 18,500 CE will be negative. आप समझे? So that this is what we have to plan our trades in a way that we have to write some strike prices. Suppose हमने 2 lot 18,500 का कॉल बेच दिया, नीचे की तरफ 17,800 का पुट बेच दिया. So दोनों तरफ से you get the benefit of decay. Okay, until and unless the delta becomes 0.4 0.5 of your sold position, you need not worry. Delta means for 1 rupee change in the premium of an option, how much your option price moves, है ना? So for 1 rupee move in the index, what is the change in the option price is the impact of delta. So these are some levels for Nifty. Okay, and for Bank Nifty, so for Bank Nifty, this is the setup. Okay, so Bank Nifty, as you see guys, based on the data analysis, Bank Nifty is still negative. Okay, on different time frames. And if you see, there is a major hurdle sitting here around the 39,000 zone. So जब तक ये 39,000 का zone break नहीं करता, ये 3930 and 3900, 39,000, it will continue to face some heat. Okay, it will try to see some selling pressure. So right now, if you talk about the trend is moderately bullish. Okay, but there are high chances as in Bank Nifty can open gap up. I don't say it won't. It can gap up to 39,000 level, or and go up to maybe 39,050-60 as well. And this is where the real gain would happen. So if Bank Nifty has to sustain, if Bank Nifty has to give a fresh up move, then it has to sustain above this level. Okay, what is that level? 39,060 के ऊपर sustain करेगा तो next target would be 39,336. Okay, how did I get that level of 39,336? Pivot high low extension gave me that level. Or if you see here, this is the previous high from where it got rejected. So Bank Nifty is a buy above 39,060 and it's a sell below, ये जो यहाँ पे VWAP है अपना उसके नीचे 38,700 के नीचे आप सेल कर सकते हो. And if there is a gap up, opening, and if this support gets breached, you get a 5-minute candle to close below this level of 38,860 के आसपास में closing देगा. That is where you can go short, but definitely it will not hit 38,200. But we can aim for this line कि ये जो लो बनाया था यहाँ पे उसके आसपास में आप बुक कर सकते हैं. यहाँ पे ये जो लो यहाँ पे बनाया है, so if you break this level of this 38,860, first target could be near the VWAP around 38,760, that is 100-point move. And again, once this VWAP gets breached, if the VWAP gets breached, the next target would come around 38,560, which is around 200 points. So ये range है Bank Nifty का for bigger moves. बड़े moves के लिए क्या चाहिए? Bank Nifty has to sustain above this. ये जो zone है 39,420 का, then it will march its journey towards the 40,000 level, and on the downside, if it sustains below the 38,540 level, then it can go down to hit 38,110 or 100. ये जो लो है यहाँ का उसके आसपास. Now the biggest problem with many traders is like, since their position sizing is very very big, मतलब इतनी बड़ी क्वांटिटी लेके काम करते हैं, 10 लॉट 5 लॉट लेके काम करोगे अगर आप, and there is a sudden movement of 30-40 points, then your mark to mark turns red, 8-10 हजार red हो जाओगे, 8-10 हजार green हो जाओगे, and that is where you tend to start panicking or booking profits quickly. So जब भी loss होगा, whenever you are in loss, you hold on to your position for 15,000, 20,000 loss, 25, keep on averaging. But when in profit, even if you see 5,000 profit, you will be very eager enough to book those profit. You will not hold on to the position till your targets. And this is where the pivot levels come at very very helpful. That is, you as I said, you may get a gap up opening tomorrow, but this gap up opening may face hit. For Nifty, the levels are around 18,150, and for Bank Nifty, that sell zone comes around 39,050-60 zone. So if Bank Nifty hits 39,050-60 zone, and is not able to sustain above it, we can, risky players can go short directly. Safe players क्या कर सकते हैं, ऊपर की तरफ आप 39,500 का कॉल भेज दो, है ना. And when to take a naked put option, if you want to buy a naked put option, or if you want to sell Nifty, Bank Nifty future, then let a 5-minute candle close below this. So this will give you a conviction that it is definitely headed towards 100 points fall till the maybe the VWAP. And if this VWAP also is breached, this is where we can definitely expect 38,560. So 200-300 points का move मिला तो और क्या चाहिए, है ना. So be less greedy, I would say. And if your capital is say 1 lakh, play with 2 lots, and 2 lots are more than sufficient enough to give you 3-4,000 or 2,500, 3,000 bucks in a particular trade. Any questions on this? चलो एक लाइव ट्रेड देखते हैं, ठीक है. लेट्स सी अ लाइव ट्रेड. So let's take a crypto, okay, and let's take BTC for today, okay. So suppose this is the BTC trade, ठीक है. If you see here, ये जो लो है यहाँ पे 64044 का है, 64033. Okay, so this is the low and this is the high and this is the hurdle zone. ठीक है, ये जो है 64709 is the hurdle or is the VWAP where currently the uh, major sellers are sitting at an average price of this 64,709. And if you see, the FADU sell signal has been generated here around 64,632 and the trend overall looks bearish. Now what is the first target that we can expect? The first target we can expect here is 64040 जो यहाँ से रिजेक्शन आया. सेकंड टारगेट here is 63847 एंड उसके नीचे सस्टेन करता है अगर 63,800 के नीचे सस्टेन करेगा तो अनदर टारगेट वुड बी 63,460. सो ये एक छोटा सा एनालिसिस आप कर सकते हो. अनदर इंडिकेटर व्हिच आई फाउंड वेरी इफेक्टिव एंड आई वांटेड टू शेयर विद यू ऑल इज दिस EMA which is called as 29 EMA. ओके, दिस पर्पल कलर्ड लाइन है ना, वर्क्स रियली वेरी वेल. मतलब आपने कितने ने यूज किया या नहीं किया, आई एम नॉट श्योर, बट इफ द प्राइस सस्टेन्स बिलो द 60 दिस 29 EMA, इट्स वेरी बेरिश एंड विद 4 आवर्स तो इट वर्क्स वेरी वेरी वेल. ठीक है, इट वर्क्स रियली वेरी वेल विद 4 आवर्स. सो इफ यू सी हियर, यहाँ पे एक 4 आवर्स पे ब्रेकआउट दिया 61,000 पे एंड इफ यू सी हियर दिस इज वेयर इट गॉट ब्रीच्ड. So 65,000. So still you could get, somewhere around 8% का move. Okay, and this is a flag pattern that I had created on 4-hour time frame. So if you see here, ये जो इसका height है, ये जितना बड़ा इसका height है ना, उतना अपना target है. तो we got that target. Okay. So if you see here, ये अपना target है. इससे भी छोटा ही target था इनफैक्ट. तो ये जब breakout दिया flagpole का, तो it went on to hit our target. So you could book your profit here as well. Now talking about the levels now. If you see here, it is facing a hurdle near the 29 EMA on 4-hour time frame. So you can initiate some shorts here, and that this is where, and if you want to, if you want to take trades on the long side का position आप कहाँ पे बना सकते हो? Let's say if you are if you want to go long. So what I have done is line number 1 I have connected here. ठीक है, 1 2 3 4. सो इसके ऊपर एक 5 मिनट का कैंडल या 4 आवर्स का कैंडल क्लोज होता है. तो दैट इज वेयर वी कैन गो लॉन्ग. एंड फॉर द शॉर्ट साइड, if you are not comfortable at the moment, this is somewhere which is the current support line. ये जो जोन है इधर का, ठीक है. सो ये जो जोन है, ये प्रोबेबली सपोर्ट जोन है. तो आप वेट कर सकते हो इसके नीचे कहीं पे आपको शॉर्ट करने का पोजीशन बने, या फिर अगर अभी भी आप शॉर्ट करते हो, एज ऑफ नाउ इट्स वीक. सो अगर आप शॉर्ट करते हो तो आप अपना प्रॉफिट इसके आसपास में 63,116 के आसपास में आप बुक कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो दिस इज नॉट लाइक वन डे. ये 4 आवर का टाइम फ्रेम है. सो दिस इज नॉट गोइंग टू हैपन इन वन डे. Definitely it will take 1 or 2 days to achieve. Maybe it will come down to 62,120, and on the upside it can go till here. ये जो जोन है, this is kind of in a way a resistance zone that BTC में face. तो आप ये किसी भी चार्ट्स पे, गाइस, इट्स नॉट लिमिटेड टू जस्ट stocks. What we are doing, you can apply this thing on anything in this world, any tradable instrument in this world, and you can apply these strategies there as well. Yeah? So on the downside, if I am short right now, if I want to go short in Bitcoin, I can go short here and my positional targets will come around 63,100 and second target would be around 62,320. ठीक है, अभी अपन 4 आवर्स नहीं देखते. लेट्स टॉक ऑन 5 मिनट टाइम फ्रेम एंड लेट्स सी इफ वी आर राइट. ओके, लेट्स सी इफ वी आर राइट. सो ये अपना लेवल है. यहाँ पे पाइवट हाई लो एक्सटेंशन हम लोग देख लेते हैं. सो एज पर पाइवट हाई लो एक्सटेंशन इट इज वीक. एफपीएस इज आल्सो गिवन अस द सेल सिग्नल, राइट? एफपीएस ने भी सेल सिग्नल दिया है ना. सो we can initiate shorts and our targets would be somewhere around 64,040, which is approximately 0.5% move. and next target is 63,840 and 63,455. On the upside, I will initiate long positions on the upside only when I get a closing above this trend line. So 64,820 के ऊपर मेरा stop loss होगा अगर shorts रखूंगा मैं, है ना, and targets would come around the next pivot level which is around 65,000. So approximately 0.6% move in BTC. So आप लाइव मार्केट में भी ऐसे ही एनालिसिस कर सकते हो जहां पे आप ये चीजों को एनालाइज कर रहे हो और आप ट्रेंड पकड़ने की कोशिश कर रहे हो। ठीक है, ये यहाँ पे एक ट्रेंड लाइन बना दी अगर मैंने, ठीक है, ये ट्रेंड लाइन के नीचे भी क्लोज होता है तो भी आप शॉर्ट ट्रेड्स इनिशिएट कर सकते हो, बेटर कन्विक्शन ट्रेड है। सो ये चार्ट्स के साथ थोड़ा प्ले करना पड़ेगा एंड इसमें तो ओआई उतना सिग्निफिकेंट नहीं है अभी बिकॉज ऑप्शंस आर वेरी लिमिटेड फॉर क्रिएटिंग ऑप्शन पोजीशंस इन क्रिप्टो राइट नाउ। सो ये ये थोड़ा आप देख सकते हो। अभी आप देखिए यहाँ पे मल्टीपल टाइम्स ये लाइन से सपोर्ट लेके रिवर्स हुआ है। दिस इज नाउ एक्टिंग एज अ रेजिस्टेंस फॉर द टाइम बीइंग। सो ये इस कैंडल के ऊपर आप स्टॉप लॉस कहीं पे लगा के 64,580 560 या 64,600 के आसपास या 590 के ऊपर कोई भी एक लेवल एंड यू कैन गो शॉर्ट एंड योर टारगेट्स वुड कम अराउंड। ये ट्रेंड लाइन प्लॉट करने के बाद तो मुझे लग रहा है ये यहाँ पे ही सपोर्ट मिल जाएगा इसको, बट इफ इट क्लोजेस दिस ट्रेंड लाइन ना, very good short positions can be initiated for approximately 0.5%. सो ये थोड़ा आप प्लॉट करेंगे ना रियल टाइम मार्केट में तो आपको मजा आएगा ये करने। Okay, so I'll update the chart as well after some time. तो ये जो डेटा है ना गाइस, ये बहुत ही सिग्निफिकेंट है, ओके, बिकॉज दिस गिव्स यू एन इनसाइट ऑन द बिग व्हाट द बिग प्लेयर्स आर डूइंग। ओके, और यदि आपको ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा है शॉर्ट कवरिंग हो रहा है लॉन्ग कवरिंग हो रहा है तो यहाँ पे लॉन्ग एंड शॉर्ट 2 करके एक है, वहां पे आप देख सकते हो कि क्या हो रहा है एग्जैक्टली। ठीक है, सो आप एट द मनी स्ट्राइक प्राइसेस पे आ जाएंगे 18,000 18,150 में। सो इफ यू सी कॉल में सारा शॉर्ट कवरिंग चल रहा है और पुट में लॉन्ग अनवाइंडिंग चल रहा है ना। तो दिस आल्सो गिव्स यू अ व्यू, अगर कॉल में शॉर्ट कवरिंग चल रहा है मतलब लॉन्ग बिल्डअप, एंड एज आई सेड 315 के बाद डेटा बेरिश हो जाएगा, तो 315 के बाद का ही डेटा दिखा रहा है। अपन डे का देखते हैं, पूरे डे का, पूरे डे भर में ये हुआ है। अच्छा, हम 15 मिनट का ही देख रहे थे। ओके, सो निफ्टी में गाइस, निफ्टी में डेटा बेरिश नहीं हुआ है। इफ यू सी निफ्टी में डेटा इज स्टिल बुलिश, निफ्टी डेटा इज स्टिल वेरी बुलिश, but if I change the same thing for bank nifty, if you see there is at the many strike prices पे long unwinding हुआ call में, okay, and put में भी long unwinding था and some short covering, but this is definitely not as bullish as the nifty data, है ना। तो लेवल्स क्लियर है गाइस, आर द लेवल्स क्लियर। तो हम ये लेवल कल के लिए भी ट्रैक करेंगे फॉर निफ्टी एंड बैंक निफ्टी। ओके, सो वेयर इन निफ्टी लेवल्स व्हाट वी सॉ इज 17,150 60 के जोन के ऊपर सस्टेन किया तो वी कैन गो लॉन्ग। ओके, व्हाई, बिकॉज़ दोस आर द जोन फ्रॉम वेयर it faced a rejection earlier, right? So this is the zone where it faced the resistance, and below this level 1880 के नीचे अगर sustain करता है, that is where we can go short for 18020 target. Okay, any questions on this? Perfect. कोई query हो तो बताओ guys, and I'll be more proactive in the coming weeks. देखो अपना लेवल आ भी गया शायद। अरे ये कैसा दिख रहा है, ऐसा क्यों दिख रहा है ये, हमने तो ऐसा नहीं प्लॉट किया था। ये यहाँ क्यों चला गया? शायद हमने कोई दूसरा बीटीसी पकड़ा। ये ऐसे क्यों हो गया? हमने तो प्रॉपर्ली प्लॉट किया था। अच्छा, अभी कुछ मैसअप हुआ। सो यहाँ तक तो आएगा ही एक बार 64,290। Rahul, it's good actually, yeah, and if you have become a consistent trader, na, so you can opt for their, program wherein they are, if you are profitable for more than a month, they return you the entire brokerage that you have paid. So it's a good platform. But honestly, I think I'm addicted to Zerodha. So even if there are many better platforms, I don't get that feel. तो मैं अभी भी Zerodha पे ही करता हूँ personally. But it's a good platform. And if you are a software developer who is exploring APIs, Fire's का APIs are free. So you can use it for free. Metal stocks are heavily, uh, overbought, honestly speaking. So the results, the good results, everyone is seeing 1800% profit or 300% rise in the operating margin and stuff like that. So this is where what I feel is the metal index, although it is giving very good results, it could be you can refer it to as uh, Vedanta or Hindalco, or for that matter, Jindal Steel. All of them have given fantastic numbers, but if you see the trend, ठीक है, अगर आप इनका डेटा उठा के देखोगे of last 6 months, आपको देख के ही समझ में आ जाएगा कि now the accumulation phase has ended and now we are in a distribution phase. ठीक है, क्या हुआ? यहाँ पे भरपूर बाइंग हुई. Big people knew कि results would be good and market gave them very decent returns. So they are sitting on approximately 200% returns. So 400 500 की buying की है उन्होंने. Now it is giving them very superb returns. So this is something I feel is a distribution happening, and below this level of 1230 we can see more fall in metal stocks led by Tata Steel. Okay, so if I try to plot a COGA, है ना, COGA means वो जो चलो ऊर्जा पैटर्न बनाते हैं आप लोग, तो यहाँ पे एक बॉक्स बन रहा है, ठीक है, एंड बॉक्स के रेंज टूटती है किसी भी तरफ, वो अपना ट्रेंड है. Okay, do you think retailers या big players now got to know कि results of Tata Steel would be so good? Do you think they would have got this information when the retail got this information? Obviously no. They were all aware. न्यूज़ देख के रिटेल बाय करेगा, उनका कटेगा. तो डोंट फॉल इन फॉर दिस स्कीम. ठीक है, बेटर वुड बी कि ये इसके ऊपर के कॉल बेचो आप, या फिर अगर आप बहुत ही सेफ ट्रेडर हो तो 1540 के ऊपर के कॉल बेचो. एंड इफ यू वांट टू गो रियली वांट टू गो लॉन्ग 14,000 टू जो 1426 28 का जोन है, लेट द कैंडल ब्रेक आउट ऑफ दिस बॉक्स एंड देन वी विल बी श्योर वेदर दिस इज एक्यूमुलेशन और डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. Okay, so if this is distribution means big people are selling, accumulation means big people are buying. So if this trend of last 20-25 days from 16 September 21 to 16 November or 12 November 21, ये कम से कम एक महीने से एक बॉक्स में काम कर रहा है. So if the big people are either buying into this or selling into this. So if the big people are buying, this will break the box on the upside, and if the big people are selling, it will break the box on the downside. You know. So exactly वही है. The entire plan is पुनीत की retail को फंसाओ. ठीक है. Even after decent result, another stock cracked heavily. I think it was this one 10% FSL. The results were not bad, and the company was decent enough to say that our projections are showing that the profit may decline. There is nothing wrong. They did not hide anything, but the stock got severely punished by approximately 10-11% the very same day. समझा आपने? Any other questions or stocks? Okay. If there are no questions, then I'll stop. And probably tomorrow around 10 a.m. Na, we will 10:30 के आसपास में whenever I find that data is good enough to be discussed. Actually, so Puneet is asking whether these bearish and bullish divergence are relevant. Definitely relevant. So if the Fadu sell is, if you want to, take a trade, okay, and you missed on to an opportunity. Suppose there is a Fadu sell signal here, and you saw that data here when it was making a low, and you again get a bearish divergence somewhere here. मतलब यहाँ पे Fadu sell है, and you get a bearish divergence again, then you can go short. So it's very significant. You need to observe it where it goes and how it goes, and how it works. So I have also explained in a session which probably I think you missed, Puneet, wherein these divergence help you a lot, as in with the identification where the market may be headed. So if you see here, the bullish divergence came before the up move. The bullish divergence here is not very relevant. Why? Because here there is a Fadu sell signal and there is a bullish divergence. But here, after a bullish divergence, you got a Fadu buy signal. This is very relevant. Okay? I'll show you few more example. ये फाडू बाय है, ये बेरिश है, it will not, we will not initiate shots. अभी यहाँ पे फाडू सेल and if we get a bearish divergence somewhere, this is the exact point where you can initiate your shots. So this divergence indicator helps really when you have missed the opportunity. Yes, 100% होगा. ऑप्शन सेलिंग करेंगे तो कोई माइका लाल नहीं है जो नुकसान करा देवे. Honestly speaking, guys, मतलब देर इज इट्स अ नो ब्रेनर. मतलब आप 17,700 निफ्टी चल रहा है 18,100 पे, आप 17,700 की पुट बेच दो, है ना, 18,600 की कॉल बेच दो, डेफिनेटली पैसा बनेगा. कोई नहीं आपको नुकसान करके देगा. द ओनली थिंग हियर इज दैट यू विल हार्डली मेक 0.3-0.4% on your capital after all the expenses like brokerage and stuff like that. But here we have to catch the trend, है ना. We will catch the trend and we will deploy spreads based on the trend. I am using Nifty future, Puneet. This data is Nifty futures data. ठीक है, तो कल अपन लाइव ये डिस्कस करते हैं गाइस, वी विल सी। तो आराम से उठो, लेट द डेटा बिल्ड अप। जो भी होता है जीरोधा में, जो भी होता है एसडीएक्स में, जो भी होता है दुनिया भर में, इट डजंट मैटर। ओके, we will check the data around 10 a.m. We will check the OI build up around 10 a.m. and accordingly take position. सर वन मोर क्वेश्चन, फाइनल मार्जिन एंड रिक्वायर्ड मार्जिन में डिफरेंस क्या है? मैं समझ नहीं पाया यार ये फाइनल मार्जिन एंड रिक्वायर्ड मार्जिन। सी इंट्राडे मार्जिन रिक्वायरमेंट इज कंपैरेटिवली लेस, 25-30% लेस देन द एक्चुअल मार्जिन रिक्वायरमेंट, ठीक है। And final margin, required margin, I'm really not getting the difference. If you want to carry, the margin required is comparatively a little higher than the intraday margin. Final margin and required margin. See, final margin, see, at the time of executing the orders, when you're punching basket orders, there may be slight difference in the. नहीं, मैंने basket order use नहीं किया honestly speaking, so maybe I'm not sure. कौन से ऊपर वाले स्क्रीनशॉट में? सो ये क्वेश्चन है राहुल का इधर। हाँ हाँ, अच्छा ये देखो ही मत। सी ये जो है ना, अगर आपको अकेला बेचना है खाली, इफ यू ओनली वांट टू सेल दिस, ठीक है, देन यू नीड दिस मच कैपिटल। एंड ये पूरा मिला के हेज करने के बाद, व्हेन यू आर बाइंग अ कॉल, सपोज यू आर सेलिंग 17,800 कॉल, then you also have a hedge here, right, wherein you are buying the 7,950 call, so your maximum risk is of 150 points. On the other hand, for PE, you sold the 17,800 PE, but you bought the 17,650 PE, so you are again hedged for 150 points more. So यही इंट्राडे अगर आपको करना है तो इतना ही कैपिटल लगेगा, ठीक है। फॉर MIS, NRML करोगे ना तो इससे 20% ज्यादा लगता है, ठीक है। यू कैन यूज, अगर आपको स्लिपेज, इफ यू आर ओके विद द स्लिपेजेस, देन यू मतलब लिक्विड ऑप्शन में करिए ये बास्केट ऑर्डर, मतलब बहुत ही इन द मनी ऑप्शन में मत करना, नहीं तो 15-15 20-20 पॉइंट का स्लिपेज है। स्लिपेज मींस ऑल्दो तुम्हारे स्क्रीनशॉट में प्राइस दिख रहा है 60-65, बट वो एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा 58 पे जाके, समझे आप? ओके, ठीक है। बहुत हम लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, संडे का मजा ले रहे हैं सब, ठीक है। चलो गाइस, बाय, टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ, एंड if there is any other questions, do not hesitate in asking me. पुनीत, आपके क्वेश्चन सॉल्व है क्या? Do you have any more questions? So yes, I am using the Nifty futures chart, and वो VWAP futures chart पे ही चलेगा. It won't work on any other chart. Thanks, Rahul. Okay, I have received a response from Pronit as well. Bye bye. Have a good evening. Take care.